We now welcome Genevieve Himes and Charles Halbert III. Welcome to Community Crossroads.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.
And so before we talk about this exciting Mother's Day event that y'all have collaborated on to organize, I wanted to let the audience get to know a little bit more about your organizations. So we'll start with you, Genevieve. Talk to us about Harbor Hospice and what y'all do.
Yes, so Harbor Hospice serves our end-of-life patients with comfort measures, and it's really geared towards a multidisciplinary approach. Being nursing, we have a phenomenal nursing team and CNAs. We have social work, we have spiritual chaplains and spiritual care, and as well as volunteer services.
Wow, spiritual chaplain and spiritual care, because that is such an important part of that end-of-life care and experience. And how long have y'all been active in the region?
So about 8 years now, and we serve a 60-mile radius around Victoria.
8 years, so about 2012,
yes.
or actually, yeah, a little bit later, 2014. I always forget, it's 2022 now.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's excellent. And Mr. Hobble, could you talk to us about Grace Funeral Homes? I understand you have quite a long legacy here in the area.
I was born and raised here pretty well in Victoria. I've been in the funeral profession for over 40 years now.
40 years.
That doesn't mean I'm old, but I'm just letting you know I've been in the profession 40 years or plus. Actually have owned my own funeral home, Grace Funeral Home, for 18 years. And the good Lord has blessed us. We actually have 4 locations in the area, 2 here in Victoria, 1 in Port Lavaca, and 1 in Goliad.
Wow, that's a big network of business and also just outreach to the community. And I'm sure, what have the last 2 years been like? We're still in this pandemic. However, things have eased up with the rise of vaccinations. I just can't even imagine what it was like that first summer.
Early on, the pandemic was pretty brutal in a lot of ways to a lot of folks. On our side of the coin, it was extremely, extremely stressful for families. First of all, losing their loved ones. As you well know, if you unfortunately had that situation in your family happen, you weren't able to go to the healthcare facilities, the nursing homes, the hospitals, or whatever, to even visit your loved one during those final days and weeks. And then all of a sudden, you end up at our facility, unfortunately, and we were still having to have the family social distance. You know, 10 people here, 10 people there. So not only the stress of losing your loved one, but also the stress of not being able to be with your immediate family at that moment. Excuse me. But and then fast forward past the services, then you go back to reality and you're still having to social distance. And we had multiple families that actually lost more than one relative, unfortunately. So wow. I'm very protective of their feelings and their families, what we say in public, because there are multiple families in this community alone that have lost several family members over the last 24 months. So I can't imagine still what they're going through as this pandemic continues.
Wow, and I just see y'all's partnership working so organically, so well together, because it's end-of-life care and then truly the celebration of the end of life. So I just want to thank y'all so much for all the work and the years of service in our community. And soon we'll talk about the Mother's Day event that y'all are collaborating on to give recognition not just to the mothers, but to all people over at Harbor Hospice. Right. We'll have that coming right up. Don't go anywhere. And we're here to keep the conversation going with Genevieve Himes and Charles Halbert III. All right, so now we're back here with Genevieve and with Charles Halbert III of Grace Funeral Homes and of Harbor Hospice. Well, that's Genevieve. And let's go ahead and get to the Mother's Day event that y'all are collaborating on. This is an event of the first time, right? Like, this is the first time y'all have collaborated to host this.
Yes, that's true. And as you stated earlier, Carolina, the partnership was very organic for us. We already work well together in serving the community, usually at their most vulnerable times, but we also like to serve the community in celebratory times and in happiness. So May is, most of us know May, we're celebrating mothers and caregivers, and so that's what the goal is for this event.
And I just think it's such a beautiful, thoughtful drive. Toiletry items are what y'all are seeking as far as donations go. And the location is the Dollar General over by Specs, and I'm forgetting what else is over there, but right.
Yes, the Office Depot.
Yes,
Office Depot, right
Yes.
there on Navarro and Sam Houston. So it's Saturday, May 7th. It's the day before Mother's Day, actually, and it's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So while you're out picking up some flowers and last-minute gifts for mom, because you know you should already have that in hand, even though it's just April, you can go ahead and drop those off at the Dollar General, and that's on April 7th.
May 7th.
May 7th, see?
Yes.
Need to be reminded. So May 7th. That's great. And talk to us about how this partnership came to be.
Well, actually through an employee of mine, and she kind of was the put it all together for us. So she spoke to her, and I kind of got the phone call on the other side and said, hey, I'm definitely on board. Anything we can do to serve that community or to help folks out, especially in this situation. I believe Harbor Hospice is going to cover actually up to about a 60-mile radius of Victoria.
That's excellent.
For the folks that are involved with their organization. And I think through once again, through talking to people and everything, this is what the toiletries is what everybody mainly needs. So we would appreciate the community coming together. Once again, it's at the Dollar General there, right next to Specs and in between Office Depot. So please come on out and support the community, because this is for a great cause. And folks, I always tell folks, you never know when you might need that service. So get out and help support the community. We appreciate it.
Definitely. And these seniors, they may not have anyone else to rely on or anyone else to check up on them on special days like Mother's Day, Father's Day, and another supply of toiletries. I mean, that could just be another week, another whole month of functioning and feeling confident.
It's true, and a lot of our patients, if they are alone with a caregiver, they're not able to go out and shop for themselves. So they're not able to pick out their own personal items. So we would love to gift them with the donations, put them in a nice presentation in a nice bag with a bow, and deliver those to them specifically.
And try to get travel size items.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's go ahead and share that list of items that y'all are looking for. I think it's a travel size hand soap, shampoo and conditioner, toothbrush and toothpaste, very essential, and chapstick, because you know we've had a couple of dry days and there's nothing like chapstick just to, you know, make everything better.
Yes, yes.
Well, thank y'all so much for coming on the show and for putting this collaboration together. I love seeing community partners, community businesses team up for the greater good. So thank y'all so much, and happy Mother's Day in advance.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate the opportunity to speak here today. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for joining us for Community Crossroads. If you have a segment idea, email me, and be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. We have our segments posted there each week, and have a fantastic rest of your week.